Loot is the cornerstone of Dungeons & Dragons. It is one of the two things that all players look forward to, the other being leveling up. They always ask themselves the questions, what awesome magical items are in the Dragon's Hoard? I want that Lich's staff. Does the shop have any cool items? Well, with Monk's active tile trigger, Monk's enhanced journal, Monk's TokenBar, and better roll table, we can quickly generate that loot in an interactive and immersive way. Better roll table is crucial to get in the Dungeon Master's Guide's roll tables to work with Foundry VTT's own roll tables. It allows you to roll multiple times on a roll table that is nested. For example, if we roll a 27, it will then roll 3d6 times on the 1000 GP gem table, 1d4 times on the magic item A table, and 1d6 times on the magic item B table. Monk's Enhanced Journal adds a variety of different journal types, but the main focus today, and the one that will help us, is the Loot Journal. This journal type allows your players to take the items in the journal at their leisure and add it to their own character sheets. This allows you, the DM, to not have to worry about making sure that people actually get the items onto their character sheet at the end of the day. Monk's TokenBar adds a variety of features, but the main use is taking the inventory of tokens on the scene and adding them to a loot journal at the end of combat. Finally, Monk's active tile trigger is the glue that bonds all the previous modules together. Today, we're going to use it to automatically roll on a table at the beginning of a combat, add the items rolled to it onto the token, then at the end of combat, take those items and place them onto a journal, allowing your players to click over the Dragon's Hoard and take whatever they want. What we want to do first is make a new journal entry. Here, you'll see a new drop-down menu added by Enhanced Journals called Type. This we want to set to the Loot type and then name the journal. I went with the super simple name Loot. After that, we have to make sure all of our modules are set up correctly. Go into the Configure Settings tab. The first module to set up is Monk's TokenBar. Here, we want to scroll down to After Combat Settings, making sure that we use Monk's Enhanced Journal to distribute enemies' loot. Our loot entry is set to the journal we just created. Do the same for Monk's Enhanced Journal, making sure the loot sheet is set to Monk's Enhanced Journal. Next, we make a roll table with the items we want to be rolled. I have this already made. I'm going to be using the Treasure Hoard 11 through 16 table that can be found in the Dungeon Master's Guide. Now, with all that said and done, make a new tile. Double click it and go to the Trigger tab. Here, we're going to switch the trigger from On Enter to Combat Start. Note, only use this if it is the only combat you'll be having on the scene. This will cause any actions on this tile to be triggered at the start of combat. Head further down to the Add button. Click it, and in the new window, open the Dropbox. Here, the first action will be to roll onto your roll table. Add another action. This time it is the Add Item action. Select the token you want as the actor to add items to. Then click the button that says Current Items. This setting will then add whatever was previously rolled on this trigger of the tile into the character sheet. Do note, if you're like me and have all your items in compendiums to save space and keep Foundry VTT fast, then when you add items to sheets, it is going to ask if you can import them onto the character sheets. Now, make a second tile, placing it over the hoard and send it to the GM layer. Set this one's trigger to on click. Then add the Open Journal action, making it only open for the triggering player, setting it to the Created Journal. This will cause the journal to open for the person that clicks on the hoard. In addition, I also have the tile to play a sound when clicked on. Now, if you don't want your players to accidentally click and open the Dragon's Hoard, you can deactivate the clicking tile and then create a third tile. This one you set to Combat End as the trigger, and add the Activate-Deactivate actions and set it to activate the clickable tile. Now, at the end of combat, it will ask you if you want to make the loot lootable. Say yes, and let your players go wild. I'm hoping soon that there will be a better functionality between active tiles and Monk's Enhanced Journal for better random generation. Thank you so much for making it this far into the video. If you enjoy my content, make sure you hit the like button, and if you want more, click subscribe and enable notifications.